This is Amber. I'm in the kitchen today making my homemade kombucha tea, and I thought I would show you how I do that. It's really easy and it's not hard at all. It's just, I would say a little bit time consuming when every ferment time comes to pass, if that makes sense. So every 7 days, typically every 7 to 10 days, I'll have to take the fermented tea and bottle it into my bottles so that we can drink it. You can drink it straight out of here, or you can flavor it and do what's called a second fermentation. And I'll use all kinds of different flavors. My absolute favorite, though, is using those naked smoothie fruit drinks, and it's the Mango Madness flavor. Oh my goodness. I'll put 1/4 of a cup in the bottom of this, and then I'll fill the rest up. It's about right there with the kombucha tea on top, and then let it ferment for 3 or 4 days, and it is amazing. It is so good. I love it. So what I'm doing now is I've taken the SCOBY out of my tea. I have a 2-gallon jar here. You can't see it. I got this big 2-gallon jar, and my tea is fermented for 10 days. The climate has gotten cooler, so the fermentation process will slow down when it's cooler outside. But I'm going to show you this SCOBY. I have pulled aside the SCOBY in 2 cups of my original tea. That SCOBY in there is huge. It won't even fit in there all the way. But I keep that SCOBY in that original tea because when I make my new batch of tea to put back in here, after I've bottled all this tea, then that will help the next batch to continue to ferment. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of organic cane sugar. I'm just going to keep it plain. 1 tablespoon of organic cane sugar into each of these bottles, and then top it with the tea, and then I'm going to set it in a dark cabinet to let it ferment for 3 or 4 more days. Now some people will burp, what you call burping, after your bottle's been sealed, and you go back in and then you seal it back up. I don't even burp mine. I just let mine go, and I've never had any problems with it. I have excellent tea every time. I've shared layers of SCOBY and tea with friends and family, and I have a very healthy batch of kombucha. So I'm going to put the sugar in real quick, and we'll be right back. So now I have all of my tea bottled up. I had to use some of GT's. This is how, when I first started, I'd get my glass bottle collection built up. I go to Walmart or wherever and buy a GT's kombucha, and I just keep the glass bottles and reuse those. But I wanted to try these out. Plus, we were running out of glass bottles because we make so much, and everybody likes, well, not everybody, like I said earlier, not everybody likes it in our house, but there's that. So we're going to put that. I usually put it down in my cabinets down here. And I've got tea. This is black tea. I'm making 2 gallons worth. So you're going to bring this to a rolling boil. And then once it comes to a boil, you'll turn off the heat. Let it steep for 7 minutes. And then while that is steeping, I'm going to wash my jar with soap and water, and then I will put the original, actually I'll put the tea that I've made with 1 cup per gallon of sugar. So in this I put 2 cups of organic cane sugar, and then I'll show you the process here in a little bit. Okay, so now I have combined the 2 cups of sugar with my concentrated tea that has been sitting on the stove, and I'm going to add in some filtered water to this, to about right there. I want to give it enough room to add my SCOBY and starter tea. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to put in filtered water to about right there. And then once it hits room temperature, which usually adding the water from my refrigerator to this, it cools it right down. So I can almost immediately put my SCOBY and starter tea in there. You do not want it, you don't want to add tea to your kombucha that's too hot or too cold, because it can kill the good bacteria and yeast in there, and then you wouldn't have your kombucha anymore. I have no idea how long I've had this SCOBY. I need to look back and see if I could figure that out, because it's been a while. I know for sure since the summer, because I brewed it all summer long, and I think it was cold actually when I first started it, so maybe coming up on a year possibly. But I love it. So I'm going to put the distilled water, the filtered water, into my 2-gallon jar. Okay, so now I've got all of my tea in here, and you can see the difference in color. So this is my, whoa, didn't mean to do that. My first fermented batch. This is now going to second ferment, what we call it, second ferment. And this is a brand new batch. So I will add my SCOBY and my starter tea back to this. And then I will cover it with a clean tea towel. And where is that card? Here it is. Excuse me. I write the dates on an index card. As you can tell, my kids did the last one. One of my boys did. They love helping me. But I'll write today's date on that, and that way I could keep track of when the last time was that I made a new batch. But it's quite the difference. And this, I think I already said this earlier, this has a really good fizz to it already, so that's going to be real good and fizzy. It really helps with pop cravings. Good for digestion and gut health. All kinds of stuff. Just Google the benefits of kombucha tea. Okay, so I'm going to try to film myself doing this. I've washed my hands once again. Byron's checking it out. He's wondering what's going on. He's back there doing dishes. So I've got my 2-gallon tea, and I'm going to add in my SCOBY and my starter tea. I just grab it with my hands. It's easier because this thing is slick and slimy. So here we go. This thing is huge. Oh my goodness. Let me get a good grip on it. Look at that thing. Alright, so put it on in there. Just gently lay it in there. And then you can see on the top, see this right here? That's yeast. That is a very healthy kombucha tea. So now we're going to add that in there. No stirring needed. At least I don't stir it. I just let it sit. So now I will cover it with a clean tea towel and put today's date on it and let it ferment for 7 to 10 more days. And then I'll do this process over again. So when you do the second fermentation, you can add in any flavors that you want. I think I've already said this. I've repeated myself several times, I'm sure, but that's okay. Mom life, my brain. There's my husband. He hates kombucha tea. He don't like it. But Byron loves it. You like kombucha?
Yeah.
Keegan, what's your vote on kombucha? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
In the middle.
In the middle. There's some flavors he'll drink. Charlie loves it. David, he won't eat it. So he requests it almost every day. Mama, I want kombucha. So
No, he calls it Kucha Kucha.
oh yeah, Kucha Bucha. That's what he calls it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comment below and I will try my best to answer them. I am no kombucha expert, but it's really not hard and I love doing it. I know it's good for my family to drink and for myself to drink. So, y'all have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up and comment below. Like I said, if you have any questions. And we'll see you next time. Tell them bye, Byron.
See y'all. We love y'all.